Previously on Crystal Nexus TCG.
Next, in episode 2, we'll go over all the card types. After that, we'll go over the zones of the field and setup of the field. Then break down turn structure, attacking, blocking, summons, and abilities. Hey everyone, welcome back to Crystal Nexus TCG. Your home for all things, or hopefully at least one thing Final Fantasy trading card game related. And if you're new here, welcome. I appreciate that you've decided to join us. Last time we explored the world of FFTCG. Now it's time to understand the game from the anatomy of a card all the way to the basic structure of gameplay. Before we jump into gameplay, let's break down the card piece by piece. Now let's be honest. The first time you pick up a Final Fantasy card, you realize there's a lot going on. Numbers, colors, jobs, elements, what's it all mean? At the very top, you've got the card name. Pretty self-explanatory. This tells you who or what you're playing. But here's the catch. You can't have two cards with the exact same name on the field unless a rule says otherwise. Sorry, this means you can't just load your field with Cloud. Next up, the colored crystal symbol in the corner. That's the card's element. There are 8 elements: fire, ice, wind, earth, lightning, water, light, and dark. A card can be a single element or multi-element, and likewise, your deck can also be single or multi-element. Just know that multi-element decks can be powerful, but they can also take a lot more effort to make work. Inside the crystal, there is a number. That's how much CP or crystal points it costs to play the card. Think of it like the mana cost in Magic the Gathering. Below that, you'll find the card's job and category. The job tells you the character's role. Think soldier, monk, ninja. The category links them to a specific Final Fantasy title, like 7, 10, or 14. Some abilities only work with certain jobs or categories, so this isn't just added text. It can actually matter for combos. And of course, the number at the bottom right corner, that's your power. The higher the number, the harder it hits, and can get hit. Think power and toughness as one number. Then you've got your ability text box. Some cards have auto abilities that trigger when they enter the field. Others have activated abilities that cost CP to use, and some just sit there looking intimidating. Last but not least, you have the set number and rarity symbol at the bottom. Great for collectors, but also this is how to differentiate cards with the same name. We will get more into that in a future episode. And that's your crash course in card anatomy. Now that you can read the card, FFTCG isn't as confusing. Next, let's discuss the field. There are 4 main zones of the field. First is the play field itself. This is where your character cards are placed face up. Forwards and monsters are placed in the front row active, turned upwards. Backups are placed in the back row and enter the field dull, turned sideways. Then there is the damage zone. When you take a point of damage, you put the top card of your deck here. Next is the deck zone. It's pretty self-explanatory. And last but not least, you have the break zone. This is where broken characters, discarded cards, and summons that you have cast are placed. The contents of the break zone can be checked by any player at any time. But if it's not your break zone, don't be a savage. Ask permission first. Aside from the zones we have just discussed, there is the removed from play zone. This is not an actual zone, but rather anywhere off the official field of play. Sometimes cards will get removed from play and from the play area for the remainder of the game. Think exile in Magic. Alright, now let's talk about how to play the game. You and your opponent each have a deck of exactly 50 cards, with no more than 3 copies of the same card. Shuffle up, draw 5 cards, and take a look. Don't like what you see? Mulligan once, reshuffle, redraw, and pray to the RNG gods. Your goal is simple. Deal 7 damage to your opponent before they deal 7 damage to you. Every time you take damage, flip the top card of your deck face up into your damage zone. It's like watching your life flash before your eyes, one powerhouse at a time. Although, taking a hit can sometimes end up being a good thing. Now I know what you're thinking.
You idiot, why would I want to take damage?
Well, sometimes you will, but for now you'll just have to trust me. More on that later. Now let's talk about what you're actually playing with. There are 5 main types of cards, and each one has its own role to play. First up, forwards. These are the ones that are actually throwing punches and taking hits. They win you games, but they also get knocked out a lot. What can I say? It's sort of an occupational hazard. Next, backups. These are your unsung heroes. They sit in the back as support, with their abilities and by generating CP while everyone else gets the glory. There are two ways to generate CP. One is to discard a card in your hand which generates 2 CP. The other is to dole a backup which generates 1 CP. Unless you're the type who doesn't use backups, in which case you make me sick. You know who you are. Next, there are your summons. These are your instant responses. You cast one, something big happens, and you leave your opponent wondering what just happened. They come in quick, break things, and leave just as quickly as they entered. Just like that one friend that we all know. He begs to come to the party, swears he won't touch anything, and then what's he do? He breaks everything. Next thing you know, you get kicked out as well, and never mind, that's off topic. Then we've got monsters. These little guys are wild cards. Some just hang out giving you boosts, others literally become an extra attacker when the time's right. And last but not least, EX Burst. This keyword makes taking damage a bit more interesting. When an EX Burst hits your damage zone, you trigger its effect immediately, for free. It's the ultimate retaliation. Most decks run around 20 to 25 forwards, 15 to 20 backups, and a mix of the rest. Balance is key. Unless you like chaos, then by all means, run 50 summons. I don't know how far you'll get. Alright, you know your cards. Now let's see what an actual turn looks like. There are 6 phases each turn, but don't stress. Once you've done it a few times, it starts to become second nature. Step 1, active phase. You activate all your dull cards. Everyone's getting ready for the action. Step 2, draw phase. If it's the first turn and you are the first to go, draw 1 card. Every other draw step after that, draw 2, because FFTCG actually likes you to have options. Step 3, main phase 1. This is where you play your forwards, backups, monsters, or cast summons. It's all up to you. Step 4, attack phase. Time to swing, declare attackers, your opponent blocks, and we see who walks away. Step 5, main phase 2. Little breather after the chaos. Play more cards, fix your board, get ready for the next round. Step 6, end phase. Wrap it up. Effects expire, and it's your opponent's turn. Sit back and see what mess your opponent will create for you next. Here's a quick example. I start my turn, activate my backups, draw 2. Unless it's turn 1 and you go first, then you draw 1. Play a forward using CP, then swing for damage. Boom! You just played your first FFTCG turn. Pro tip, just because you can attack doesn't mean that you have to. Sometimes it's a smarter move to save that forward for defense. Quick recap, 50 cards, 5 types, 6 phases. Once you've got that rhythm, everything else, combos, timing, deck building, just clicks. You'll be surprised how fast it starts to feel natural. Unlike the snowboard minigame in FF7, that's anything but natural. Next time, we're building your first real deck, picking your elements, balancing your units, and finding your style. If that sounds fun, hit that like and subscribe. We're just getting started. Thanks for watching, and may all your polls be full art. I'll see you in the next one.